Every time the moon shines, I become alive.
Anything you want to talk to Aaron Boone about today?
You know, I was thinking about that very question. Austin Wells, I'm okay with.
Yeah, shouldn't.
Back at leadoff, is there anything there? Do we care? Ben Rice pinch hit last night, right?
Yeah, I guess we could pry for an answer on is he for sure playing today.
Maybe
Seems
we'll-
like a yes.
Maybe we'll play against that lineup. And I think that would help with the Ben Rice situation. Everybody's running to see Jorbit. Vivas, so we'll probably start there. Judge, no comments. Really
Yeah.
good.
I had 3 things written down. One is Judge gets a homer taken away, which probably is a good.
That's a good clip. I'm in, Yankee fan
We
interview.
moved on.
That's a good clip.
The Freed call overturned again.
Right.
Kind of just need to get the clip of another conversation about.
I like both of those.
Good news, I was reading up on some quotes about it. Freed didn't know about it till after.
Right, I
So
heard
that's
that.
good. That's good. I didn't know about that when we last did an episode of it. I guess we kind of got to find a way to ask about Devin Williams,
Right. Yeah.
which is the one that is sort of the alright, how are we going to ask that?
Yeah. I guess the Devin Williams, it's a tread lightly. Don't want to wake up the bear when the Yanks do have a lot of good going on. If we want to be D-bag crew, it's something along the lines of like the bullpen. The bullpen did well last year after demoting Clay Holmes. So it's a fine line between Devin's got the resume, Clay didn't. They pretended Clay did. And when they finally made the switch, it was a huge relief. It's not there with Devin.
Yeah.
I don't believe it.
April.
Yeah, maybe there's just something to that conversation. It's just tough because Boone can dunk on us easily if we do this conversation's not on the table, but when would you be worried about making a change even we saw Chapman, blah, blah, blah. And
Like you have eventually done it in other years.
he would just clown question us.
It's hard to figure out the exact phrasing of that.
That's
That
a
doesn't
fair
sound like
question,
we're asking
though.
for it now.
When, we have Chapman in our head, we have Clay in our head. Both guys are killing it right now. What's Chapman doing? Whoever's watching this, if you're watching this, I'm dead now. Aroldis Chapman is still like a top 5 lefty reliever in the league. Whoo! 10 games, 4 saves, a 1.08 ERA, 13 strikeouts, and 18.1 innings. I guess there is a fair question to be like, when would you be concerned about Devin? I mean, the other thing I'm interested in is the spring training reliever stuff. They clearly believed this year that they didn't have to build them up to save Miles. And I don't know. I mean, Devin's kind of the outlier right now, right? Weave has been great.
Everyone else on the whole
Mark Leiter
is meeting
Jr.?
or exceeding expectations.
The Shark? Why'd you call up Vivas and not Pereira? He doesn't care. What about, and I think about, Austin Wells had a pretty bad fake complaint on the strike 3. Or wrong complaint.
Which at bat?
His last at bat. So
the
fake closer comes in, Kate Smith, who sings our national anthem.
Right.
Um,
God bless America.
She's canceled. Posthumously. Austin Wells last at bat, he gets 2 heaters down the dick. fouls him off. They're 97. I'm not hitting them. And then strike 3 he takes. It's a splitter right over the middle of the plate. And Austin Wells takes it and is mad. So then Boone gets mad and he's running hot. I guess does he see that after the game and he's like, well, shit, Wells. Like that. Because the first pitch to Judge was a ball off the plate. But the strike 3 to Wells. And again, I guess I feel more confident talking about that because Wells normally isn't that guy. So I don't know. That's not really a question. And sometimes that's my problem. I love bad fish has got a fucking problem. Yeah, like a fucking got a fucking problem. Jimmy might have a way to mold that better.
I want to ask about the Judge Homer, especially because I'm going to make a breakdown so it's good.
Good clip.
Promo for
good breakdown.
Good to include a sentence or whatever.
I also have the Jazz ejection like halfway done, so I might still do it.
Okay.
Um,
His opinion on the Fried situation is good too.
It's a good clip to get at.
Just like how can we fix that in the future?
Oh yeah.
It's a good clip.
Maybe we give him 2 ideas and one's awful and one's good.
Okay.
Fried's allowed to punch. That is a good conversation if we can tell him like, all right, let's leave the right now.
Right.
Because that's what he's like. If he's complaining about us asking about like series, sometimes he doesn't go into the bigger picture.
Right.
Which I rather have bigger picture.
Right.
But he always feels like we're trying to like.
Yeah.
Sometimes we are. No. But what I would mean is, I'd love to ask him: has he ever, as a player, has he ever fought? You know, you can appeal.
Well, he said the only quote I saw for him after the game was he was like, "I still have no idea how the system works." Which again, even if he says that again on ours, that's a good clip. But yeah, I think that's a good conversation. It can be just like talking baseball.
How often do players appeal after the game? There's that clip of Big Papi doing it.
Right.
Did you ever appeal a ruling?
Was that around
Yeah.
in your day?
Because calls get changed.
What's the word? Faux pas?
Regularly.
Faux pass?
Faux pass, yeah.
That means like taboo, right?
Yeah, it's
Tactless task in a social situation. Is that faux pas?
faux pas.
Do players have to tread carefully there?
What's any of it?
Yeah. Williams is a good combo. I don't want it to become the Clay. Because I don't want us to become that side of it. It's still early.
Correct.
So I worry.
Like he's going to say it's April 22nd, and he's right.
And those were soft hit balls. So I worry we just get to a place of bullshit for too long.
Yeah, I was discussing that for the blog. There should be a non-dick way to be like, because again, when they made the switch last year, things went well. It's obviously a very different situation.
Mm-hmm.
But like, what's your threshold? Like, is it just pure feel? Like, when you made the move with Clay last year, did it feel just like overwhelming and it was time? Like,
I don't think we can reference making the move. I think he's going to just counter that with like the nut.
it's kind of right.
Yeah.
There's something there. I mean, the other thing that I want to know about is like, Devin Williams talked about not getting like spring training work.
Yeah, I think what would be cool to get him to talk about is, it would be cool to get him to say like what he's monitoring. You know, like is he looking at the pitch metrics, the pitch usage? Like is the swing and miss concerning, or is that also just part of the small sample size?
Right. Yeah.
Because that is concerning. And the swing and miss turns into soft hits, turns into bleeders.
Right.
But I just don't want to harp on that because they are like #1 record,
Right.
playing well. Can I say Pablo Reyes doesn't look or feel like a Yankee? He gives.
He would just come back and say you should see Jorge Vivas.
Never happened. Well,
Nice minor league numbers this year, Jim.
you know what we can say?
What's that?
That I don't think this is rude. Yeah, Jazz and Volpe have played every game. Is there any thoughts to giving them a rest? And they're kind of in it, right? They played every game.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've kind of found a day for, at least for everybody, DH Judge a couple times.
And pairing them up makes it a lot easier.
Reddit's been full of Volpe conversations again. Like it's so wild, the different opinions. But one guy, I was gonna screenshot send it to you. He was like, "Listen, he's a valuable player. He's like ranks out like 15th to 20th overall shortstop. Shortstop's a hitting position right now, and he's not. So it's a bad time to have a glove first shortstop across the league.
Great defender at a valuable position.
But then they said he isn't good enough to not get pinch hit for or subbed out for every now and then. And that's, I think, the biggest thing.
Yes.
It's like the fact that he's treated so much differently than Cabrera
Dominguez.
and Dominguez is like wild. But he is very good defensively. And what was the error yesterday? I didn't even see it.
I took a bad hop on him.
Goldie's played every game, Jazz has played every game, Volpe and Judge.
Goldie got one game that he didn't start. He got in late to that game.
So Judge, Volpe, and Jazz have started every game?
Every game. And the start Goldie didn't get wasn't during this most recent stretch. It was sometime that first week of the year.
Judge home run can also just lead to like general trop talk. I don't think we need to do too much, but just like.
Yeah, that'll be. I didn't think of asking, but that'll be a good clip. Because again, like, is there anything you can do? Do you complain?
Raise the foul balls. I did science by editing in my breakdown. So I made the ball, it spotlighted,
Right.
and then
Look at that.
extended the pole. The only tricky thing is this camera angle is very fake, which is what I was saying, because this is like, it's from like first base, but they just cropped in on the top left. So now you think this is the center of the camera, but the center of the camera is actually here.
Right.
Because then like the home plate camera, which is this one, has it way foul. I think it's fair. The other
That would be if the foul pole was longer, then you have, does the ball go missing or not go missing? And you'd
Yeah.
like to think it goes missing.
yeah, you can see it. Oh, wait, it's right. It's tiny for you probably, but you can see it right there. Like you can track it this whole way on this shot. Well, that's literally what I highlighted. The confusing thing is there's not a lot of crowd. If this was at a big stadium, the reaction from the audience, you'd see a vast majority.
There'd be fans that sit over there.
The people here, and sometimes you can see their heads, like where they're looking, because it's so bright. They're all looking in so many different directions. This guy is looking at the ball, celebrating, and these two, that's my biggest, I think it's not really evidence, but see the way he's looking there, and this guy's looking like there?
Right.
Usually you can tell by that, but then this guy's looking way that way. These guys are all lost. Like it's the crowd is not, that's what I say, eyewitness reports are not accurate. This kid's looking at home plate. They're like not focused. And a lot of people are celebrating by doing this, which is the foul signal. Like
It's also like, hey, home run.
I know, yeah, but it's.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm half interested in some of his injury updates.
Yeah.
Weisiga, Matzik, DJ-ish.
Yeah. I mean, he's not going to give any insight into like moves.
Right. He's been decent with timelines though when we've asked.
Boone in the room.
Hello. You got us? How are ya?
Word up, yo.
How's Cleveland?
All right. See you, Boone. Thank you.
All right, Blanche. See ya.
Wow.
No way. No way.
Recording stopped.
Damn.
Fuck. No.
Maybe it's like thing of honor, you know?
I hope so. We just got blanched.
I think it's a good thing.
I did my only... And the Devin Williams, before you went to Sharky, I was going to hit him with a... You're rolling this guy out there, and he changed the beard policy just to see if he'd flinch at that one or not. But then he blanched us.
Yeah, and we got to get ahead of that next time. It's just not good.
I will never financially recover from this.
How do you think Boone went?
Chummy episode. He agreed on my petition of statute of limitations, so I got to doctor up that paperwork, and we'll co-sign it. So that's good. He gave me a win there. We'll revolutionize the scorekeeping statute of limitations of self-correction, and that'll be its name. But good. It's too early to go have a debate conversation about Jazz or Volpe's batting, needing a day off, Devin Williams, closer role. Like, these are all conversations that come June, tough stretch. So it's a little trickier to navigate when you're you want to talk about them, but you don't want anyone to think you're being
Yeah. And like the Devin Williams stuff was there's a way to ask the question that I don't know if we figured out fully.
Yeah,
but he's gonna jump to you're saying you want him out of the closer role. It's April 22nd.
Yeah, and even then, him
and he's right to say no way.
Him answering that question and saying the metrics, I don't know. It just kind of probably, if that gets to Devin, isn't a confidence boost. So I think we knew we'd be careful. I knew we'd be careful about combo, but I think we got some, as far as good vibes go, some fun. Get to see Boone talk about some stuff and talk about the umpires. There's some tactical shit in that about how the umpires make the call and how it could have been overruled and all that shit. That was actually pretty good. Baseball learnings. Yeah.